Welcome back, everybody. I did have some other things about Val Kilmer, and then I'll get on to something else. Well, anyway, Val Kilmer, if he was really talking smack about New Mexico and, the Vietnam veterans, seriously, the man needs to put his money where his mouth is and do some PR. Common sense, dude. Just because you're Mr. Famous Actor, doesn't mean that, you're immune to having your butt ripped. I mean, come on. I mean, if the guy would stop and think about what he said, look, if it's not safe for him to walk around without a gun, what does that say about the community that you live in? And if you're going to want to put a bed and breakfast in out there, you know what? That says that the area isn't safe. And being that I'm a seasoned enough traveler to know that if the owner of a place says he has to walk around with a gun because there's drunks all over the place, that tells me the area isn't safe. Duh. And it just shows you, that seriously the man needed to think about that, and he's going to have to explain himself. And as far as the Vietnam veterans go, that's an insult to me, because I know several good people who served our country during the Vietnam era, and I don't like, that he's saying that they couldn't get a scholarship or something. Maybe, he's never been so dirt poor that he was lucky to have a penny, much less two to rub together, I actually know somebody who was so poor that they would have been thrilled to death to have a penny at all. I mean, seriously, and that person getting drafted actually helped him out. I'm serious. It did. I won't say how and I won't say who it is, but, getting drafted during the Vietnam era did help that person out, I know for a fact, because it got him out of the situation he was in, financially. And it made him into the fine person that he is today. Because I do think that person's a very fine person. I think the world of that guy. But anyway, that aside, on the subject of people talking smack, I've had people talk smack about me lately. I'm not feeding the trolls, and I'm not talking about anything from, well, I am, but I'm not. I had somebody talk smack about me behind my back to somebody who immediately turned around and told me that this person was talking smack about me, and repeated what the person said. Well, I told the person who told me, I said, and this person that was talking smack about me managed to pick up the phone and call you and say it to you, but didn't have the guts to pick up the phone and call me and say this. I said, and what was this person's problem? Other than the fact that they have brain damage, in my opinion. The question becomes then, what was this person's mean ray? For those of you that don't speak Latin, that means mindset. For thinking that they could call this other person up and say, Melanie was just being this horrible person and blah, 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 blah. And just get this other person all riled up, which they successfully did. And this other person called me up all riled up, screaming and crying and yelling at me. And, let's just say it really created a very bad problem between me and the second person. The first person who was talking smack is now on my, excuse my language, shit list. And they have been ever since I found out about it. And let's just say, not to be malicious, but, certain people that know that particular person that was talking smack about me lately got knocked out of getting to spend time with me because of that person. I won't say the situation lately that it was, but that's really what happened. But, it's the person talking smack's fault. For example, but anyway, yeah, it's like if you're going to talk smack, at least put your money where your mouth is, and if you did it, be a man or a woman about it, and, be an adult about it, and admit it when you got called out on the carpet about it, and address it. That's how I feel about Val Kilmer, for example. If he really did say that stuff about the Vietnam veterans and New Mexico, then that guy needs to be a man about it and say, yes, I did, and I'm sorry. Now, let me make my bed and breakfast, please. And as far as like the other person that I was talking about, the one that said I said something and got the other person all riled up, I wish that person would have been an adult and called me up and said, what were you meaning about X? I mean, and talked to me like an adult, but I guess that person doesn't have the maturity to handle that, But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Bye.